Hello, what's up, book lovers? My name is Mariam and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to tell you guys 25 bookish facts about me. So I've seen this video going around a while back on BookTube and I just think it's pretty cool to just share our little bookish quirks. So that's what I'm going to be doing with you guys today. And without further ado, let's get into my 25 bookish facts. So number 1 is that I read mostly YA fantasy and contemporary. Number 2 is that my earliest memories of reading are of the Junie B. Jones series and the Ramona series, and I loved both of those so very much, and they pretty much got me into reading. Number 3 is that I hate these little paperback things that I don't even know what they're called, okay, but I don't understand why they exist. I don't understand why anybody thought this was a good idea. Like, what is the purpose of this? Why? Why can't we just have a full paperback cover? I don't understand it. Can we stop producing these because they're really unnecessary and they just annoy me so incredibly much? Like, I just want a normal paperback cover. That is all. Number 4 is that I have an extremely weird relationship with hardback, paperback preferences. For the most part, I prefer hardbacks, but sometimes I prefer paperback version of a book, and sometimes the paperback and hardback have the same cover, but I'll want the paperback. It is so weird. Maybe sometimes I like paperback contemporaries more than I do hardback contemporaries. I don't know what determines my preference. I wish I knew. It's just the weirdest thing, but sometimes I'll be like, okay, no, that book, I don't want the hardback, I want the paperback. It's such a weird thing. Fact number 5 is that Harry Potter is and always will be my favorite series and my favorite books in the whole entire world, and I stand by that forever. Fact number 6 is that I hate reading more than one book at a time, and if I'm reading more than one book at a time, then you know that book either isn't holding my interest, or a new release came out, or I had a sudden strong urge to read a specific book, so I was like, I'm gonna read this book at the same time. But usually what happens is that I'll say I'm reading 2 books at the same time, but I'll get really caught up in one book, finish that whole book through, and then go to the other book that I was in the middle of and finish that whole book through, because it just really messes up my reading flow if I'm reading more than one book at a time. So I really just can't do it. Fact number 7 is that the sci-fi genre very much intimidates me, and I'm not exactly sure why, because I love science fiction, and the stories of science fiction are extremely cool, and they're very well thought out. I just have a hard time getting through those books, and it's not like I don't enjoy them. It's just that they take me so long to read and to get used to and to understand that I just sort of avoid them. I haven't read that much sci-fi, I've realized recently, and I definitely feel like I should be reading more sci-fi to kind of get used to that genre, but as of right now, it's a pretty intimidating genre for me. Fact number 8 is that I get super abnormally excited if a book is over 500 pages. That is just my favorite thing ever. If a book is big, I feel like it will satisfy everything simply by a page count. Fact number 9 is that I like to read more about friendships than I do about romances. Fact number 10 is that I'm definitely a character-based reader. The plot is what hooks me into a story, but the characters will most likely decide whether or not I end up enjoying a book. Fact number 11 is that I'd much rather my favorite books be turned into movies than TV shows any day, because in a TV show, they can go on and on for seasons for forever and then completely change the tone of the series or book that I love, completely change everything, add new characters, take out characters, change everything that happens, go way off track, and then I just feel it defeats the whole purpose of an adaptation. I want my stuff to stay true to the book that I'm reading. Obviously things are going to be different, but in a TV show, you could change so much that it just terrifies me. Fact number 12 is something I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate to, and it's that I have a book buying problem and I just need to stop buying all the books. Fact number 13 is that Rochelle Mead is my favorite author. Number 14, I am absolutely terrible at explaining what a book is about, and I want to personally apologize to anybody if I've tried to explain a book to you and you just didn't get it, because I cannot for the life of me explain a book properly. It's just some of these books, I love them so much. How do I fit all these pages into a tiny little summary to tell you what this book is about? I don't know how to do it. It's the hardest thing for me. And this brings me to my next fact, which is that I love going into books blind, so I don't really know how to explain things that well, because for me, the best way to go into a book is not knowing what it's about and to just let it surprise you. So Going to books blind is like the best way to go for me. Number 16, bookstores are my weakness and I cannot resist them ever. Number 17 is that hyped up books are some of the most terrifying books for me to read, because what if I'm that one person that hates the book? And then everyone hates me because I hate the book. It's just very, very nerve-wracking to go into a book that everyone loves and you expect to love it too, but then you think like, oh, what if I end up hating it? Like it's just so scary because you want to love a book. You know, like you go into a book and you hope to love it, especially if everyone else loves it because you've heard so much great things about it. So hyped up books just scare me, and I've just gotten used to going into these books kind of like, okay, don't really have high expectations for these books, Mariam, because then you'll just be let down. So just go into it kind of just expecting it to be what any other book is going to be. Number 18 is that when I read a book, I start off really slow. Like it could take me 3 days to read like the first 50 to 100 pages of a book, but then like I could read like the last 200 or that last few hundred pages of a book like in a day or a few hours. Like I'll just sit down and be like, all right, that's it, it's time to get this done. So like I always start off slow, but then I finish off really fast. Number 19 is that I don't cry that much in books. I don't know if that makes me heartless or whatever, but you know what, I don't. And it's mainly people's fault because everyone's always like, oh, this book made me cry. Well, if I know a book made you cry, then I obviously know something sad happened in it. So obviously I'm going to be prepared. And obviously I'm not going to cry because all I'm going to be thinking about throughout the whole time I'm reading the book is, oh, this sad thing's going to happen, or oh, this character is definitely going to die. And then I'll be prepared and I won't end up crying. So I don't really blame myself for it. I'm just a prepared reader. Number 20 is that I prefer series to standalones. This fact is something I know I have to change about myself, but covers play such a huge role in what books I end up buying and what books I end up picking up. And the thing is, I know that a book is so much more than just its cover. Like guys, this is my favorite series. This is my favorite book right after the Harry Potter series. Look at this cover, it's terrible. I obviously have experience. I obviously know that a book is so much more than its cover. But these days I see a pretty cover and I'm like, yep, that's the book I gotta read. That's the book I gotta pick up. I know it's not good and I need to stop because previous experience has told me that there could be so much fantastic stuff in other books that have absolutely horrendous covers. Vampire Academy, prime example. If you haven't read Vampire Academy because of the cover, just ignore the cover. If you haven't read Vampire Academy because of the title, also ignore the title. Take my word for it, Vampire Academy is so amazing, it's not even funny. Number 22 is that I get so nervous lending my books out to other people. The only thing I can think when I give my books to somebody is I am never going to see my baby again. I'm never going to get that book again. I might as well just go and buy myself another copy now because I'm probably never going to see it again. And that is my mentality every time I give out a book to somebody. Number 23, I am probably the only person in this entire world who still loves the entire Divergent trilogy and not just book 1. Fact number 24 is that I do not listen to audiobooks. I've never listened to an audiobook and I do not know if I ever will listen to an audiobook. Audiobooks scare me because I always think I'm never going to understand what is actually going on in the story because I'm a slow reader and it sometimes takes me a while to get things. Like I have to read things over and over to understand what's going on in the book. So I'm not sure if audiobooks are for me. I don't know if I ever will get to a point where I will say like, okay, let me try an audiobook. But right now, I just not really that interested in reading an audiobook. And number 25 is that I definitely prefer in-person book shopping, like at a bookstore. But most of my book shopping is done online because it's cheaper, so I could buy more books, so why not? So those are 25 bookish facts about me. Let me know some of your cool bookish facts down in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time with a new video. Bye!